Hey guys, welcome to the new podcast, Straight Up Drag, where I teach the straight boys the wonders of the gay Olympics, the wonders of drag race. Would you like to introduce yourself since they can't see us? I'm Nick.
I'm Joe. I'm straight.
And I'm not.
That's all the details you need to know about me.
So, welcome to this channel. We're going to be reviewing and dissecting All-Stars 4 of Drag Race and getting a different perspective on it by getting a straight's perspective on it. Mm-hmm. So, a little background, I've been watching the show since season 2, since I was in middle school. We're now on All-Stars 4, and I'm in college.
A little background for me, I've never seen the show.
Until today.
I have been in the same room as RuPaul once.
What? Oh, yeah. I knew that.
He's a cool dude. His interview was really good. Other than that, I've heard you guys talk about it a lot.
A lot.
A lot of my gay friends talk about it all the time.
A lot.
But I've never actually watched it, because I was scared.
But
we watched it today, and it was really good.
It was really good.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It was a pretty solid opening as far as All-Stars go. The reading this year, it was okay.
What's the reading?
Reading is when they make fun of each other.
Oh, that was not good.
Some of them were good. Some of them...
No, they weren't. There was... I liked, two of them.
I think Latrice was funny.
I liked Latrice.
I think Valentina's reads were actually funny.
I liked the first one. Who started the reading? I forget. But it was funny.
Monet Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest part about Monet is when she made the comment about being Miss Congeniality, mm-hmm. and then went into her deep voice.
Yeah. That was...
I love that.
That was good. Latrice was good. The rest of them, they just... That part I didn't like, because they just get up and they're like, haha, you lost. And it's like, that's not a joke.
Because reading shouldn't, the misconception of reading is, it's supposed to be, a backhanded compliment. It's supposed to be funny and mean. Yeah. But they forget the funny part and just go straight for the you suck.
Yeah. A lot of them, didn't craft a joke around you lost your season. It was just haha, you lost your season. Yeah. And it was I don't know. The ones that were funny were the ones that, made some kind of reference to, one of them tried, I forget who it was, but they said the sponge one. They were something about sponges. Too bad you couldn't soak up a win. And I was like, that's not that.
See, a little bit.
But they at least she tried. There was a joke crafted there, but it just wasn't. I feel like you put people on the spot and you make them insult each other with jokes. It never really comes out.
Some of them come out really good, but you have to understand comedy and comedic timing.
Even people who understand comedy and comedic timing. That's a rough format. If you ever watch those comedy battles where they get up at and those are trained comedians who do nothing but comedy, and it's very rarely funny.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's backtrack a little bit. Mm-hmm. The show overall, it's your first time watching the episode. So what did you expect going into it, and what are your thoughts after you finish the whole episode?
I expected to be really confused, because it's a whole culture that I'm not in myself. Mm-hmm. But, because there's a whole culture involved in it. Yeah. And I expected to be very confused, also because it's season whatever it is.
And also because it's an all-star season, so a lot of the things they talk about are referencing their original seasons.
Yeah, so there's, a lot of references I don't catch. I was confused, because there's a lot of...
Yeah, there was a lot of me pausing and explaining.
Yeah.
And also drag terms, too, that you didn't catch.
Yeah. But I also didn't expect to be as into it as I was. I expected to be it's a reality show competition. But by the time they started performing, I was like, I hate that. I hate that one. I got really into it, which I didn't expect, and I liked. I enjoyed. I literally said to you halfway through, I was like, this is like a sporting event.
And it literally is. We talked about what it's like for some of the newer girls, because they were on season 9 or 10, and they're in their 20s, to be on the show with Manila and Latrice, who were on season 3 and 4.
And I said it's the gay equivalent of being a rookie and joining the Yankees next to Jeter.
And it really is. So to go back to the first impressions, what were your thoughts on some of the entrance looks? What were some of your favorites? What are some of your...
A lot of them were
rough.
A lot for me.
Yeah.
What's her name? The tuck one.
Trinity.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, I loved it.
The green?
The body bag, because it's all zip ties. That's what it was.
Is it?
Yeah, because her whole gimmick is that she's full of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
So it was plastic.
Yeah, I wasn't into that. I don't really... The entrance... The looks are a lot for me. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what I'm... I don't know what I'm looking at sometimes. Yeah. And it's not to say it's not, a lot of work. that goes into it because it's really hard to do.
Some of them aren't that much work though.
Well, yeah, true. But some of them were like hard to do. But it's just, I'm just confused. I didn't like the garbage bag one. It literally looked like a garbage bag, like a black garbage bag.
Valentina.
Sure.
The one with the feathers. Right?
Yeah, I wasn't into that.
Yeah.
It looked like, you know what it looked like? You know when you're making the stovetop popcorn and it gets to the top and it's like you can pop it? It looked like she was wearing that.
But I think the looks I had issue with, the 3 looks that were, like, for entrance at least, were my bottom 3, were Monet Exchange, because it was just a black leotard. Like, Monique said in the confessional, you're on All Stars, you should elevate it.
Right.
You know? And then Gia Gunn, because it was couture.
Which one is that?
The trans girl on the show.
Okay.
So it was couture, but at the end of the day, it was a hoodie and thigh-high boots. It may have been a bedazzled hoodie and thigh-high boots, but it was a hoodie and thigh-high boots.
Yeah, well, you gotta be comfy.
It was, no, you don't. That's the whole point of drag, not to be comfortable. And then Farrah, too. Like, I get...
Ooh, that was a lot.
I get some of the girls want to rely on their body and their natural body because they think they have a good shape, but the whole point of... Well, I'm not going to say the whole point of drag. I don't want to annoy people. But a big aesthetic of drag is being an exaggerated version of a female. So
Right.
I think she could have stood to have some padding because...
I mean, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but I think with that look, it would have looked better.
I just think the look itself was kind of
Mm-hmm. But I think the top looks that came in were Monique Hart.
I watched it like an hour ago.
She was
I
the
can't remember
she
what
was
they
the
were
first one that came in. She had the big hat on the head, and then she had the roses on her shoulders, and the leotard with the boots up here. That you were like, is that a fake butt?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a really good look, and then I think Manila's run over Big Bird look was amazing because
That was funny.
It's because season 3 is my favorite season, and that was her most iconic lip sync, and one of the show's most iconic lip syncs.
She looks so much like Gwen Stefani in drag.
I don't see it, but
Her face is like the same face.
who's your top and who's your bottom?
Latrice is my top. Because I just love that personality. Latrice in general was just like fun.
Yeah,
That was the vibe I got. My least favorite was that one.
Gia Gunn.
Gia Gunn. Oh god, just be cool for once in your life.
Just be nice.
Not even nice because it's a competition, but just don't try to be mean.
Yeah.
Like, obviously there's gonna be like, in any competition, and it's a reality show. So, you know, like there's gonna be like shade thrown and there's gonna be like conflict.
Friction.
But like you can tell that she walked in with
the
that in
storyline
mind.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to start problems.
Yeah, she was forcing a storyline.
Which is annoying. It's just it's obnoxious. She's just being a dingus.
Yeah.
She's being a real dingus.
Yeah, it's just like there's a difference between being shady and being full on hateful. And
Yeah.
she was being full. Like, shady comments are expected on the show.
Of course. I mean, competition's competition. I'm not saying
Mhm.
you have to be best friends with everybody, but like, it was like everything. She didn't say a single positive thing.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? There wasn't a single time where she was like, this person looked good. The rest of them were like, oh, this wasn't great. This looked good. Oh, she was
Yeah.
great. She was glowing. Blah blah blah.
She was just like, so
But
who do you think
every
sucks?
time they showed her face, she was like,
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know.
And then even in some of them, like, I forgot whose performance, but I thought it was a good performance. And she looks over to Trinity and she's like, I was so bored. It's like...
Yeah. Or when she was she was talking to Trinity before, and she was like, tucking isn't a talent.
Yeah.
But
and
then Trinity gets in the top 2.
talent show. Thoughts?
Well, you know I love a good variety show
Mm-hmm.
in general, so I was hyped. There was a spread. There was a big spread of talent.
I think...
They came out with Brown Cow.
Brown Cow Stunning.
Brown Cow Stunning, whatever. The one with the cow.
Monique. Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I just don't think that she is particularly a very good singer.
So you know what the thing with Monique is, and this is what I said when we were watching the show before, some of the queens have a moment on the show, on their original season, that just blasts off.
Yeah.
So Monique's moment was her confessionals. Was one, her Brown Cow Stunning thing on the show, because on her original season, just a little context, she thought she was wearing brown cow, she was wearing giraffe, so she says that.
Which is funny.
Which is funny.
Right. And I like the concept of the thing.
Yeah.
That like the using that. I just don't think the execution was all
I
there.
agree, the execution could have been better. I think she would have benefited from doing what, like, Naomi did, where you're lip syncing to your song. So you have it more produced, your vocals are better. Like, drag queens aren't afraid of auto-tune. Now, who are your favorite in the talent shows?
Okay, I loved...
Manila, right? The painting?
Yes, the painting was incredible. That was my favorite.
That shocked me.
That was incredible. Yeah. First of all, she painted in time to the music.
Yeah.
Her brush strokes were in time with the music.
And she painted it upside down.
Which is incredible in the first place. So she's painting in time with music. Then she flips it over. It's a better painting upside down than I could do right side up. And then the reveal with the dress at the end and the theme of everything, the color coordination and the theme and everything, that was just a cool performance.
I thought it was cool.
That was just cool in general.
And I think it's safe to say, out of all the variety shows they've had from, like, you can't really say because you haven't seen, but from seasons 2 to 4, all the variety shows, this is definitely the most unique performance. And
it was,
the night also.
It was different. I liked Latrice's a lot because, you know, the music was fun.
And Latrice owns up. Latrice is a big girl. Like, I'm not going to put a number, but Latrice is a big girl. She says it large and in charge, chunky yet funky.
But she can move.
And she is moving in, like, stiletto boots.
She can move. I was very impressed. She can move.
Did not drop those flags. I was about to say fans. Did not drop those flags whatsoever.
The flag work was awesome.
Right?
Really talented.
Mm-hmm.
Again, displays a talent. Combining it with the more, from what I understand, normal drag performance with the dancing and the music. Like, the music was pretty good.
And this is a good example. She used her song.
Right.
But she wasn't singing.
And it sounded good.
Yeah.
She sounded great in the song. She can move.
Yeah. The
flag work, which is a totally separate, unique talent, was combined
amazing.
Flawlessly into the performance and dance.
Oh, God, amazing.
Overall, just a great performance. I thought those two would be the top two. I'm surprised that they weren't.
Yeah.
Also, the tucking one. Trinity's performance was fun.
So funny.
The song was good.
And the reveal.
It was just like it all came together well. It was funny. I thought that was a good performance. And also, purely talent-wise, the Kabuki was great. See? I hate her.
Okay.
She's mean, and I don't like her. But the performance was very, very pretty.
Here's my thing with Gia. The Kabuki, it's something that she's spoken about on the show before, that she studied for years. I respect the talent. It's a beautiful talent. But you have to understand, and I feel this way about Naomi's performance also. Okay. Like, you have to understand that even though it's something that's impressive and something that's, it takes a lot of effort. It is impressive. It's stunning. In Gia's case, it was beautiful.
But does it fit in drag?
Exactly. Not even that, because you could do whatever. But does it fit in the context of the show? Look, you know what everyone else is doing. You have to think in a competitive mind. Is this going to stand out amongst my competitors?
And that's what I felt with the stand-up comedy, too. Where it's like, stand-up's a crazy hard skill. Crazy hard skill to master. Super hard to do. But if you walk out as I've seen a drag show in person now.
Yeah.
We went to one in the city, and you don't just stand up there and make jokes. Like, that's not the context, at least from what I've seen. Like,
and if you're gonna make jokes, make them funny.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole separate issue. But I mean, like, you don't really just walk out on stage in drag and be like, "Hey, everybody, I got some things to talk about."
Problem with Jasmine and her stand-up is that Jasmine is a viral queen. She's funny, but we said this before. Making funny viral videos and doing stand-up is two completely different things.
Right, like, I do sketch.
Yeah.
And I would never dare step on a stage.
Because the comedic timing is completely different.
Right, and I have friends who are stand-ups who could not make a sketch.
If you're going to do a stand-up like that where you're telling a story, it should be a narrative and it should move along. It was his breath stinks, it smells like booty, and that's it.
Right.
Okay, now what's your thought on the other bottom two on Farrah?
What was the bottom two?
It was... the burlesque.
Oh, the one that fell.
Yeah.
Okay. So that performance itself, I mean, I don't really know what makes a good and bad burlesque.
I think...
So I can't really comment, but I think it's tough. I mean, I don't know if burlesque is like super hard to do.
Burlesque should, in my opinion, I think burlesque should have a comedic aspect to it too.
I think it's tough in my mind, and this might be, again, because I'm not into that culture, to look at like a Latrice who's doing like this crazy flag routine and dancing around and doing this stuff that looks really, really like she's trained for this, and then like the burlesque is kind of like just it's like I feel like there's some of them have like these like crazy talents, and other ones are like
just pretty.
Not just pretty, but
like,
they're focusing on the pretty.
And the thing that...
and I think maybe I'm just more receptive to that.
To the comedy aspect, the performance, right?
Comedy or just like a talent,
whatever.
Not that burlesque isn't a talent, it might be. I don't really know.
It is a talent.
A talent that's more outright and clear, like a painting or maybe I'm just more receptive to that. But I just feel like those shine a little more. Like they're more like, wow, they have more of a wow factor that I think really gets me. It's not that they were bad; it's that they were outshined. And also the fall.
But the fall was such a good opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. But see, the thing with that, when you're in a context where comedy is expected or accepted, and you make a mistake, it's so easy to come back from it.
100%.
If you think on your feet.
And I was disappointed in her too, because when they were deliberating, when the top two were speaking with the bottom two, she said she was just going to scream medic. That would have been so funny.
And yeah, that would have made her one of my favorites. If she went down, hit the ground, and screamed medic, I would have, that would have gone up to one of my favorite performances. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Just follow your instinct. To the deliberation real quick. We'll just touch on that real fast. I took issue with Jasmine because she wasn't fighting to stay. Like, Farrah was annoying and crying, but she was saying, like, I want to do this. Like, you saw that fight in her. Yeah. Jasmine was just kind of like, well, Judge, if you keep me, you keep me. If you don't, you don't. So now to the lip sync. To the lip sync for your legacy. Emotion. Mariah Carey.
Oh, great song. Love the song.
Love it. I think it's such a good drag song because there's so many comedic moments in there with her vocals.
With those crazy high. Yeah. That song is literally a meme.
Yeah, it is. So
yeah.
Thoughts on the performance? Who do you think should have won? What'd you like? What didn't you like?
So when they started, I liked... what are the two?
Monique.
I liked Monique better.
Yeah.
Because I didn't necessarily like Monique better. I felt like Monique was playing more to the judges better.
Yeah.
She was like moving around more and dancing more.
Because here's the thing.
Whereas
Monique took the serious aspect. She was going to do a serious lip sync performance. And then Trinity was doing the comedic aspect.
But at the beginning of Trinity's performance, there wasn't a lot of comedy. She was just kind of like making facial expressions. Yeah. It wasn't too funny yet. And then the wig came off.
But Monique's wig always comes off.
And she threw it. And it hit the thing.
That was funny. It got stuck in the rafters.
And then I leaned over to Nick in the middle of the show, and I go, some intern is looking up at that right now and be like, oh my god, I gotta go up there.
Here's the thing. Like I said, I've been watching this show since season 2, and I can't tell you how many times Ru has said, do not take your wig off. If you're gonna be in drag, stay in drag. If you can't perform in it, don't wear it.
Right.
Keep it on. And
then after that, I think what happened was she realized that she shouldn't have done that, and then she kind of floundered.
Because then she switched to
comedy. But Trinity had been doing comedy the whole time and was already in a groove, and then the comedy of Trinity started to show.
So now Trinity won, and she sent Jasmine to go home. Thoughts?
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, yeah. I think the bottom two made a lot of sense. I think they both were kind of just lackluster performances. But like you said, I think... What's the pink hair?
Farrah.
I think Farrah kind of gave them more of a reason to keep her around and give her another shot.
Because she fought for it.
I mean, like you said, the comedy was not funny.
At all.
There was a problem with the content. There was a problem with the... I mean, she literally mentioned that she wasn't planning to prepare much.
Yeah, and she
was like, I'm just going to kind of go out there. And then she also mentioned that that was a joke from one of her videos. She didn't try to come up with fresh content, really. She just went with something.
She was relying on her reputation. The one thing I do respect is that she was a good sport about being eliminated.
I have to say, yeah. I didn't like that, like, she didn't fight, like you said, but when she went home, I mean, she was comforting the other person in the bottom.
Yeah, she was. Just to wrap it up, our final thoughts. Based off the performance of this week, who do you think's going to be next to go home, in your personal opinion?
I think Farrah's still at risk.
I think Farrah, personally.
I think Farrah's at risk. The others, there's like a range. I mean, like I said, Brown Cow didn't do much for me.
I think she's entertaining, though. I think my next two picks to go home, just based off this performance, are Farrah and Gia.
And I wasn't too into Valentina, I think.
Valentina was another one relying on the gimmick. And my issue with Valentina is like, yes, you prove you know the words to your own song, but like, I want to see you in a lip sync. Prove you know the words to someone else's song.
Right, and I like taking that negative and turning it to a positive, but still, it's just like, so your gimmick for this was that you're no longer bad.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that's not...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see if she delivers. We have the rest of the season.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Straight Up Drag. We'll be back weekly per episode. I'm Nick.
I'm Joe. And I'm straight.
And I'm not. Bye.
Alright, now I'm ready.
Right. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Wait, I wasn't ready. Okay, now I'm ready.